So
Has she got water?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she probably shouldn't be eating on it. She's not supposed to eat on the couch.
Yeah, you're supposed to be down here.
well, that just sounds about perfect for the living room.
No, sweetie, you can't get on the couch.
Yep, you get on the other couch in the family room.
Sorry.
Alright, girls.
Sorry about
Still going. Okay, should we start now?
Come here,
Let's,
Lily likes to play
Lily.
with her. Lily.
Kathy,
Oh,
Yeah, hey,
no,
Ollie, you
not
can't
in
jump
this
on that
world.
chair, sweetie.
do you know your Wi-Fi password?
Dow Louie 5.
Honey, you can't jump on those this.
Anyways.
Out of this room.
To get started,
Why can't? Where's the family room?
Family room's you jump in the stuff in there. You can't jump in here.
All right.
this is perfect.
Layla.
That's why we're having that furniture.
Lily 5.
Yeah.
We're having that furniture in our new room upstairs until we get the basement done.
Well, good. So this room, specifically, the first thing I remember is in the closet over there when it didn't have a doorknob and it was a different door, and I put Frank in there and just, hey, Frank, go in there, I won't close it. And then I closed it, and he couldn't get out, and I had to go get a spoon to open it.
You got grounded.
I think I terrorized him for life.
You did. You terrorized.
I also
him.
remember waking up in the middle of the night when you guys were asleep, and Troy and I come in here behind like a chair or something and trying to sleep in here for no reason. It was totally uncomfortable. And then we just go back to bed.
I remember when we
Funny.
had the TV right there, and we had the big recliner right there, and you two would sit there and you would watch TV in that chair together. You
Oh,
and
yeah.
Frank, Troy.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Would
that.
watch. Oh yeah, I remember that.
I just remember, what I remember most is just we always had, when we talked or we would have discussions, it was always in this room.
Yeah.
It was.
It was.
Everybody would end up here. Someone would be here to sit by themselves.
Yeah.
Then mom or dad would show up.
Uh-huh.
And
we all
then
start
a couple
talking.
more would come. And then
And
eventually it would
this-
be all of us except for Frank. And then Frank would just wander the house looking for everybody.
Yep. And this is the room where we gave the boys the talk.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
was it?
And we drew the uterus.
Yeah.
The uterus drawing.
This is where they had the big talk when they were like in the first or second grade.
And then I went and told the whole neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one.
But like I said, we'd rather have them hear from you than you hear from them.
So we did. That's awesome. The other thing I remember is there used to be a green rocking chair right here.
Yep,
Yeah.
that big old
And then
rocking chair.
what we would do is Frank and Troy and I would lay on our stomachs on the ground, and then Frank would jump off of it with his butt and land on our back.
Oof,
Because that just seemed like a good idea.
yeah.
I remember I was right here. Looking out the window when I was 3 years old, and it was raining, cats and dogs. And I told my dad, he goes, look at that, Kathy. And I go, yep. I go, it's a hell of a day out.
Did you get in trouble?
He said, what'd you say? And I said, it's a hell of a day out. He pulled my hair and spanked me, and I got in trouble. And my brother and sister and mom laughed so hard.
That's funny. So another thing I remember here is the couch used to be up against this window, and I was reading, and it was nighttime, and Bill Foster came up and knocked on the door and scared the crap out of me.
I remember that.
And then we watched movies on that
Yeah,
picture.
on
That's
that
where we
wall.
watched all the mirrors.
Yeah.
Remember one time we had a family home evening, and we actually recorded it, and we recorded it at a table right here.
Yep.
Remember
Yep,
that
I remember
too?
that.
I don't remember that
Yeah,
one.
we still have it.
And then I used to lay on my back on here and launch Frank with my feet. And I remember this is where
I hope
Frank,
it was
right
carpeted.
there on the floor down there,
Uh-huh.
Frank was probably 2, and I came up to him like a tiger, and he kicked me in the face.
I remember that one.
I remember that. Wow.
That was funny.
And that is Frank. Any other memories from this room, or should we move on to the hallway? Because I have a few for the
I
hallway.
remember playing in here, and I remember being in here one time. My mom was always sick, and I don't know why, but she was gone away for a long time. And I remember being in here and her coming in the front door, and all of us kids were here, and we saw her for the first time for weeks. And it was so neat to be able to see her. I just remember feeling, yay,
I think
finally.
this was the room that I met your mom and dad in for the first time.
Really?
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And isn't that the street where you just left Mom and let
Right
her
out
walk
there,
in when
yeah.
you were in trouble?
When I was in trouble for taking her home late.
You didn't come in, can you come over for weeks because
2
you were
weeks.
scared of her dad?
Yep.
And
That's
then-
when my
and
dad
then
liked her.
And then she was mad at her dad
Uh-huh.
for scaring me away.
Uh-huh.
Good room. Good room. Let's
But my
move
dad
on.
liked him after that.
Okay, so now,
He liked that I was scared.
Yes, he did.
so here's the hallway. The hallway used to have a cabinet right here.
Yes, it did.
That
And
was a
then,
smart move.
and then if you could look back towards the stairs over here, here Troy and I used to play a game where we'd lay down on the ground put our feet up against the wall, and try to jump over each other, and then the other person on the ground had to trip you. So the goal is to try to jump over while not getting tripped. And there was carpet down here at the time. Those steps were always cluttered with papers and clothes, and Lucy fell down it so many times I can't even count because they were just wood at the time. And I got in trouble for more times than I can count because of that mess.
And then when you guys got all done with it, then after you guys left, I had to replace all these stairs.
I believe it.
So you had to tear it all out and replace them. They were just beat to
When
heck.
I was little, and when you guys were little, we used to climb up these.
Oh yeah, we climb up like Superman. We put our hands on one side, both side,
Yeah.
or like Spider-Man, excuse me, and then put our feet. We didn't do it that way. We would grab both sides like this, put our feet here, and then just climb up top. Yeah, we climbed all the way up.
up. We did. I did too.
This used to be Betsy used to be Frank.
Yeah, which we
Frank
have
from
that.
New York.
We have that picture out in the living room
Yeah.
or family room now.
This beautiful closet was one of the greatest experiences of our life in this house. When Troy and I in this room heard Frank breathing coming in, all of a sudden I'm on the top bunk, Troy's on the bottom. All of a sudden I hear Frank's breathing. I'm like, Frank.
And then we went.
And then Troy's like, "What are you doing?" And I look down. He's like, "Frank, what are you doing?" And his wiener's out, of course, and he turns and just pees on the floor right there.
That's
and
because I was going, Frank, come
and then
here.
Dad comes in, opens it up, and goes, "Frank, what are you doing?" Throwing the dirty clothes on it. What are you doing?
Oh, that
We
was
were laughing so hard. And then I finally said, Frank, come here. And then he came to me and he hugged me, turned to you guys and smiled.
So messed up. That was funny. That is funny. Let's go to the bathroom since we're here. So the bathroom is done more times than I can remember.
Oh, that's always.
Yeah.
The original tub didn't have a shower.
He had a window there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it did. It had a window
Yeah.
here, and it didn't have a shower. And there was a mark where your brother Frank had dropped a toy in the original
Uh-huh.
tub, and Troy and I always thought someone farted there and left that mark.
No.
That's what we always thought. And it was brown carpeted first, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was
black at
nasty.
It was black carpet. We pulled it up and when we.
And you had that. You remember that when your mom was here, it had the wallpaper with those old ads.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was black and white.
nice. I think I remember those old ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of goofy.
Ah, Frank's room. And this used to be our room too. And this is the original
This is the original
cabinet we would
cabinet
climb
that
on.
used to sit here, and you guys would climb up on it, and you would jump from there onto your
No,
bed.
you jump over here. To the
No,
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 no, no,
jump
no, no.
across the window.
You jump because I remember sitting in there, looking. They were supposed to be in bed, and I could see from that window where we were there. I could just see these bodies flying by the window. And I
Yeah.
told you, I remember I said, "Those boys are up. They're jumping off their dress." And then we came in and railed on them.
But we were dumb and we had a lock on the door.
that's right.
Oh, that was great.
And
I remember
honey,
locking it because the bed was like right here, and
And
so
you
I
could
could get
climb
on the
up
ceiling,
on
I
it.
could climb up, and I could lock it.
So they wouldn't get in trouble. Honey, unlock your door. No. Sweetheart, please unlock your door. Okay, and then we
So,
then
so
we'd rail on you afterwards, and we were too stupid not to take the lock
And
off.
didn't Frank glue Jello Man
Yeah.
to the door?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And then it wouldn't come off. When I took these doors, when I took these doors out, because these are fairly new.
Yeah.
When I took those old doors out, they were a mess. In fact, I took them in to work because we had this activity at work, and so what we did is I said I got a bunch of old doors. We could set them up, and then we can hinge them together, and we could put artwork on them. They're kind of old wood doors. Oh, that'd be great. Bring them in. So I brought them in. We all set them up, and a couple of people sat there and they looked at it. They looked at me and goes, "Those doors were in your house."
Well, the best part were the blue marks.
Yeah.
I know.
And the
There were blue marks everywhere. I'm looking around when I was redoing the house. I was looking around and I go, "What are all those blue marks
Well, you
there?"
were seeing blue marks all here.
All here, all
and then every strip
was
here
gone.
was busted
Yeah.
out.
It was all
And
gone.
you know why both of that
Because
happened, right?
Frank would.
But
Frank, when he'd get him really mad, he'd grab the broom, he'd chase us with the blue broom, and when he couldn't get in, he'd hit the door with the blue broom, and then he'd turn around, put his butt to the door, and ram his butt into the door until it popped off those wood parts.
yeah, that poor guy, that poor kid. You
Yeah.
guys just railed on that poor child.
But when I started repainting this house, I thought, "What are all those blue marks?" They were all over the ceiling, everywhere.
Yeah, that's being mean to Frank.
And I actually still have that broom.
That's fun. You do?
Yeah.
It's out in the garage.
Uh-huh.
That blue-handled
Oh
broom.
yeah, that's
it's out in the
great.
garage.
Let's go see that thing. Well, let's move on to the bedroom then. I'm gonna